live? Okay. Let's see. Hi guys, how are you? Let me know if you are able to see me. Let me know if you're able to see me or hear me. This is the second time that I'm using this new broadcast thing for YouTube. Not really sure. Let's see. Okay, I think it's working. I'm so happy to be here with you today. 1 second. I don't know how to do this. Anyway, it's fine. Okay, so I wanted to share with you. Today I was showering and a thought came by. Meanwhile, I was journaling. Meanwhile, I was not journaling. Sorry. Meanwhile, I was just relaxing. Right after my, you know, the water just gives me this sense of like flow and surrender. And I thought of my grandmother. My grandmother has been that person in my life who taught me how to love unconditionally. She's always been there. She passed away. She used to be the type of woman who would sacrifice over people she loved. And I I mean, to tell you I would have done something different is to lie, because otherwise I wouldn't have learned to become the person that I am today. But I wish she would have had. This is what's going up right now, so I guess I'm going to share. I think I would have loved for her to have stronger boundaries, because as a woman we are taught to carry emotionally people, to be there for people who don't really deserve our care, our love. And sometimes there is a deeper reason. There is a deeper reason why they're in your life. Because once they lose you, they realize how much they took you for granted. So yeah. Um in the past I've been cheated on. Not with my current divine union, but I've been through it. I think many of us have been through it. We felt like we've been betrayed, or we've literally been cheated on. And sometimes we are not um sometimes we are forgetting that we're holding on to that betrayal. And that shows up in our relationships, that shows up in us not being able to trust. And to identify if you are that person is to notice what type of relationship you have right now. If you don't have a loving and delicious relationship, maybe it's because you have trust issues. Maybe it's because you haven't not forgotten, but like forgiven the person who did that to you. At the end of the day, is to understand that that person wasn't meant to be with you. Or maybe not even that. It's to understand that that person taught you a lesson, and in order for you to evolve and become this um evolved woman, you have to forgive. But it's so hard for us to forgive. Forgive doesn't mean forget. Forgive is it means to uh, accept whatever they did, and whether or not you're willing to allow that in your life. In my past experiences, in my past experience where I've been cheated on, and this betrayal has showed up in relationships, not only like loving relationships, but it's shown up in areas such as friends. I was attracting like misaligned friendships. So when that happened in my life, I was so clear. Thank God I have a good relationship with my father, and I was when this betrayal happened, I was like only 18 years old. He was my first love, and my grandmother saw this guy that I was dating um, in the movie theater with another woman. So I was back then a virgin, and I'm sensing resistance on me sharing this so openly. I'm sensing resistance. Let me just tune in to like, yeah, I just need to share this. Okay, so I found out that he had been cheating on me because I hacked into his email, I hacked into his social media accounts, and I saw how he was talking to his friend. He was like seeing multiple women, and little did I know, he had already lost his virginity to someone else. This happened when I was 18 years old. When this happened, I carried this wound for such a long time, for like 4 more years. But if we don't stop, we could carry this betrayal wound for the rest of our lives. When this happened, um, my grandmother called me up and she said, "Hey, Greta, I need to tell you something. I saw your man with another girl," and I was just so naive. I was so naive that I told her, "Hey, but just because he's with a girl doesn't mean that he's cheating." Can you believe that? I'm I'm telling that to my grandmother. I didn't want to let go of this relationship. I was studying abroad. I was studying in New York City. And my father, I called my dad. I was crying, devastated. And I was like, "Do you think he will change?" And he told me, "I don't think he will." Or I don't remember what he said exactly word for word. But what I needed to hear then was that he wasn't going to change. And he told me that. I don't know about his life anymore. Um, we talked after years later, but that's not the point right now. The point is that I wanted to I wanted him to change for me. And women nowadays think that we have control over people, but like nobody is going to change for you. If a guy wants to change, he has to do it for himself. When my dad told me, Greta, just stop this relationship, like take off all of the photos that you have with him in social media. Like, why are you still showing him? Like, why do you want to keep a record of that in social media? Social media, it's it's like your business card. Social media nowadays is honestly your business card. I guarantee you, whenever you're looking for a job, you send out your resume with your your first name and last name. They can search you up and look you up and see what type of content you're sharing. You want to get a sense of somebody, what do? You look them up online. So the first thing that my dad told me, he was like, take him off your social media and focus on you. This is what I needed to hear. And if nobody ever told you that, and maybe you don't have a father, or maybe you don't have somebody that you can talk to about this betrayal, I'm telling you to put yourself first. We don't hear that often. If we are in this type of relationship and you're accepting this as your normal and you want something different, you need to allow time and divine timing for everything to rearrange itself. I'm going to share something vulnerable about my grandmother. And she was such an amazing person. Like she was such a good example in so many ways. Like I'm able to see clearly now everything that she has done for other people. Please write your comments. Hi Israel, welcome in. Hi Chantunai. I'm gonna go over your questions in a little bit. I just want to finish what my message and then I'll go through them. So I forgot what I was saying. Oh, my grandmother. She was the type of woman who would forgive. Like who would give a man a second chance. And you know that there is, for me, in my life experience, it's not that I don't give second chances. I do give second chances, but like there are some boundaries. Like if you cross that boundary of cheating, and we've spoken about being in a, what do you call it? In a monogamous relationship, and you cross that boundary, like there are a lot of factors into that agreement. We made that agreement and you broke that agreement. That means that I cannot trust you. And there is no way that I will be willing to go like put myself through that. If I cannot trust your word, or you cannot control your like you cannot control your man thing. I believe that a person needs to be unconscious to not follow through his word. Like you do not realize the consequences of what your actions are. Okay, well, what are the natural consequences if we are in a, that's why I mean it's not like I was going to forgive him. I never forgave. I mean, like, I didn't give him, when this happened to me when I was only 18 years old, I didn't give him a second chance. Why? Because I was abroad, first of all. I was a virgin. He was also a virgin. And we were talking about, losing it together and talking about all of these things. Like, kind of everything we spoke about was just it. Whenever you're betrayed, it almost feels like everything was a lie. But then you have to take into consideration, was this person intoxicated? Does this person want to really commit? If this person wants to really commit, he wouldn't have done what he's been through. And once you realize in this transformation work, what it means to betray the other person, you realize that it has nothing to do with who you are. It has to do with their own insecurities. Like, he doesn't think that he's enough, therefore he's looking for validation for other women. Like, he doesn't even appreciate or is grateful for what he has at home, that he goes on and looks for that outside instead of building something beautiful or having something way deeper than a person you just met is going to give you. Let me know if this makes sense. Israel, do you mind if I answer this question in Spanish? Okay. Well, he says in Spanish, where is it? ¿Qué recomiendas hacer después de una infidelidad? And he's a man. So he's asking, what do you recommend after an infidelity? This depends. It has to do with your boundaries. You have to be real honest with yourself with what your boundaries are before getting into a relationship. I think I've been very intentional when I was looking for my divine union, because being faithful was one of my requirements. However, this may change in the future. I don't know. But right now, it really has to do with your own boundaries. I cannot tell you, from what I can share right now, the I do believe that you can build your trust again, but the person who's been cheated on is going to continue to replay that situation in their mind for a lot of time. And that is very hard to forget. Because, but if you have the right therapist and you believe that you can work through it in your marriage or in your relationship, like, I truly believe that that can also work. So it really depends on what your boundaries are. For me, I'm not sure if I would be able to forgive that. Or maybe I would forgive, but I don't think we would be aligned for each other anymore, if that makes sense. So, to share with you the story of my grandmother, she was such a loving person. She was like an stellar person. She would be there for other people. She would support people. She would tell them that she would love so many people. Like, she was so caring. And she would share this from, like, the bottom of her heart. Like, it was real for her. She wasn't doing it because of some ulterior reason. So I disagree with many things that she did. And I'm only sharing this for the sake of awareness. And she would be there for people that didn't value her. And I would get so upset. Like, I would be like, why are you still answering the phone? And that was just like the way that she was. Like, why would I stop her? You know, her heart was just so big that she was just able to hold a conversation. That didn't mean that, I don't know what it meant, but that was just her way of being. That's why I'm very big on boundaries. That's why I'm very big on my energy. Who is going to come into my energy and take it? I mean, not even take it, because if, like, am I allowing, what type of people am I allowing in my circle? I'm not going to baby someone. I lost it, sorry. Anyway, I'm not going to baby or parent someone, but I could understand Some people are here, I don't know how to explain it, but not with me. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, be so clear with your boundaries so it doesn't happen to you again. Be so clear that when you notice substance abuse, you're not going to be with someone who has substance abuse. Like, you're just like making yourself available for that type of question, for that type of situation. Let me know if this resonates. Thank you so much for your compliment, Israel. So glad to see you in here. I really hope it resonates. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Let me know in the comments if you, what have you decided to do? Like, if you have a family, I can really see how this can complicate things. And I'm a daughter of two divorced parents, but like, I think the most important thing on divorced parents, it's that they told me that they loved me no matter what. And that was so important for me, and I think it was important for my brother as well. We get caught up on staying together just for the kids, but like, your relationship, your example, the example you're setting in your relationship, when you know that once they turn 18 you're gonna file for divorce or whatever, that has a bigger impact on them, because they're seeing that example, and they're probably gonna replicate that example, or they're probably going to do the complete opposite. It depends on what type of perspective your children have. I'm not really sure how to do this. Anyway, I think that's everything that I had to say on this topic. I hold so much love for everyone that's going through this, and it's so hard because I've been there, and I can, oh no, cancel, and I can honestly like see how people might get stuck in this like transform in this hole of like, oh, I cannot trust the world. And that was kind of like the hole that I was digging for myself when this happened. A new side of myself came out, and I was just like, if everything that I lived through was a freaking lie, why should I even do, like, everybody is against me, almost like this type of belief of I have nothing, like I cannot count on anybody. I cannot count on anybody, because if the person that I love the most is lying to me and telling me that he loves me, but it's really showing me something else, I'm sorry, but a completely different side of myself came out when that happened to me. And I can really see how this can affect you. So I've learned to release like about 5 years ago. That happened when I was only 18. So I was really holding on to this version of Greta that was betrayed, who could do it alone. And Yes, I can do it alone, but what how beautiful it would be if you level up and actually attract a wonderful partner. Like how beautiful would that be? That would be amazing. Like aligned. I was supposed to become aligned in order to attract that perfect partner for me. So 5 years ago, I got into another relationship and I was alone for the entire time. And I was just like, what person do I need to become? And I've taken so many courses about psychology, about childhood wounds, about energetics, about um, wounds. And this entire life experience has really made an impact on who I am. And like, I'm doing a masterclass on identity and how these beliefs are keeping us stuck. Like, this betrayal is probably affecting you, and if it's not in your love life, it's probably affecting you and how you relate to the world. Like, if you think that everybody's against you, you're probably going to attract misalignment. You're probably going to be attracting misfortune. We have to get out of this belief that everybody's against us or everybody's out to get us, which is not true. This That's why I created the I'm going to host a live this June 30th